The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken. You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
All right. Got that. Everything's coming in nice and loud, and we're good to go.
So Aquaman crosses $1 billion and beat Dark Knight, huh?
I guess that was bound to happen.
Sleeping on my man Arthur Curry.
Years ago, who would have thought?
Right?
I guess we just had to just wait for technology to reach that point.
I don't really think it was a better movie than Dark Knight, but I also say never underestimate the power of putting an extremely attractive lead in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and good graphics help too.
Yep.
I mean, Amber Heard and Jason Momoa are definitely eye candy for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Definitely saves a lot of.
The amount of women I've seen that said, I have no idea what Aquaman even is, but I'm going to see the movie.
Yeah.
That's Jason.
Well, there you go.
You know, you gotta. I mean, I was telling people before that I saw Aquaman more of like a reverse Black Panther. That's what my thing was. I looked at it as like a reverse Black Panther because if you think about it, it really is Black Panther. Remember, like Aquaman was a good version of Killmonger, and Prince Orm was basically an evil version of Black Panther. That's really,
Black Panther. Yeah,
that's really kind of how it was if you think about it. You know, I had gone into a conversation with somebody about it, and then they just they tried to refute it, but I was just like, dude, like just knock it off. Like it's if you look at it, just take a look at it.
I'm not at it at all.
You know, so it's just.
And also, I don't know what they based this revenue on. I don't know what they based revenue on. I don't know if they adjusted for inflation because I mean, movie tickets cost less 10 years ago than they do now.
Exactly.
Right.
So I don't know how they figure that all out, but.
You know, so I don't know.
It was a combination of. I mean, it had elements of Black Panther. It had elements. I saw a lot of Avatar in it.
Yeah.
And not to mention, it threw a nice little spice of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It had a little Indiana Jones in it, you know, with the whole archaeological thing.
Yeah, like searching for the star artifacts and stuff.
You know, so I mean, people can say what they want. I mean, I still enjoyed the movie. I thought it was cool. I had a lot of fun. Watching it, but you know, people gonna feel the way they gonna feel. So you know, it is what it is. So
I just wish they threw that little theme in there that I love so much. I didn't hear it. But other than that, it's just a speck of complaint, which is insignificant. I loved it. I've seen it again.
Exactly. But we are on, guys. We are on Pop In. So good morning, Blerd Nation. It's your boy Kendrick Grey, the Dreadlock Blerd, and we are back with another GeekCast. This one is a very special one. First and foremost, let me say this: Happy New Year. You know, even though New Year was like last week, still Happy New Year, because the last GeekCast we did, which ended up being a wash, unfortunately, was you know, got muddled up with sound and stuff. So, you know, but we decided that we were still going to do this one and get it going because we love you.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, we have 4 of us here today. I mean, one is going to be traveling very soon, so then it's just going to turn into a guy show. So, you know, do with that what you will and all that other stuff. But today, you know, we got Matthew B. Haynes, the Clockmaster.
What up?
We got HB Gibson, the homie from the X Zone.
How's everybody doing? Good morning.
And then, of course, Katanni Bramhan, which we cannot see because, you know, she doesn't want to be seen right now. She's trying to do stuff to get ready because she has work-related things to do. So, you know.
I mean, if you don't mind me changing in front of the YouTube world, I can.
And that is going to be a no. So, yeah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Hey, guys.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the numbers will be up. The numbers will be way up. But that's not the kind of show that we're trying to promote here. You know, I guess this is family friendly show. I mean, what you want to call it?
Yeah. I think we didn't let any obscenities slip out. I think you did once. Yeah, it was like for a moment. But you know, hey, listen, it was well founded. You know, you were talking about a subject that was pretty intense. That I think anybody probably would have, you know, might have lost it for a second. So hey, well, nobody blames you and everything. You know, but, hey.
And we're all pretty good. We're all pretty good with keeping things clean and yeah, you know. So you know, we do what we can. So you know, it is what it is.
There we go.
Yeah. So all right, that's good to go. So as I said before, this GeekCast is a special one, and we're really much going to be talking about New Year's resolutions, and then of course we have our special Q&A session, which is going to be majority of the show. As far as news is concerned, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of the news lately. I mean, just a couple of things that I'm probably just going to be doing on my own personal channel, you know, later on. There's a couple of videos I'm going to be recording later on after I'm done with this. But, you know.
Gifted is back.
Huh?
I caught up on that.
On what?
I said the Gifted is back. I caught up on that.
Oh, I'm still behind on that.
And we have an Echo.
We have an Echo. Where is it coming from?
Let me ask. Let's see.
Do you have any other tabs open on your end, Ken? With the volume open?
No, in fact, I'm looking at the live stream on YouTube right now, but the volume's down. I muted it, and
let me turn mine on. I don't know why Council of the Blerds never tells me that I'm live.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That I have to work on. For some reason, the restream won't let me connect to the Council of the Blerds Facebook page. I've been trying to connect it. So I don't know why it's not letting me, but I'm hoping.
I'm talking about the
YouTube. Yeah, that we were just saying how weird that was, that it didn't pop up saying that it was live, even though I just checked and it said that we are live. So I'm on the Council of the Blerds page right now, and if I go to your YouTube channel, I can click on the live video, but I cannot see it from when I go to the council's YouTube channel. There's no live. All right, let me see something here.
I mean, we got two people in the council chat right now.
Okay.
Hey.
I can't see that.
If you search up Council of the Blerds in the YouTube search, you'll see the live stream there like that for some reason. It shows up like that.
So I can't just go to the channel?
You should be able to, but I'll see what I can help with.
Yeah, I mean,
get that up.
Because I'm on the channel right now, and I see it. I see it.
Yeah, I'm on the channel and I don't see it.
Yeah, so in fact, people are chatting in there right now. I can see it. Yeah, people are chatting in there right now. Yeah.
I see that either. I'm on my desktop. Which shouldn't matter.
I don't know why that happens to you, because I can see it. I know Matthew said he can see it also.
Yeah, that was only because I had to search it up in the search bar.
Yeah. You can see it too, Harold?
I can see it perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. Then whatever. Well, I guess I can't watch. I guess I can't watch us unless I use your channel.
I mean that's weird, but
did we figure out the whole echo situation?
Yeah, I mean everything is muted on my side basically.
Yeah, I don't hear any echo from the watch page. So
me neither. So. In fact, because I'm checking through my phone and I didn't hear an echo at all either, so I'm just a little confused here. She's saying,
I think I know what's going on. Kim said that the echo is coming specifically from you, Ken. From your mic. I just heard it too.
Let me see something here.
Yeah, Kim says she doesn't see it either.
Hold on, I'm gonna post the link in the chat so y'all can see it.
Because that's the one I'd rather share to get the numbers up.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know, I think I know what I did. I think I know exactly what I did. How about now? Echo now.
I gotta wait to see it in the replay. Yeah.
So I think I know exactly.
How about what?
Can you hear an echo from me now?
I haven't heard an echo. I was just saying that Kim heard an echo.
Well, I'm listening to see if you fixed it. I mean, it's not as bad. It's listenable. It's not as bad, but it's still there, but it's down a little bit. It's not too bad. It's fine.
All right, because all right, so I mean, as long as it's not like overbearing or anything like that, I don't want like my voice just stretching through the cosmos like that. That's just going to be kind of screwed up. So you know, all right. It's still a work in progress, folks. Those who are watching, you know, it's still a work in progress as we try to figure all these things out, you know. So, but we're getting there. We are definitely getting there. But but you know,
yeah, I'm gonna turn my mic down a little bit because it's a little bit too loud. Actually, in the replay.
I got my links. I got to it from the link, but yeah, going to the actual channel doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
On my phone or my desktop.
That's extremely weird.
Yeah, I think I know what to do with that. I think I can help you fix that later.
Okay. But you know, I mean, like I said, as far as news is concerned, there wasn't a lot that I really paid attention. The only thing I kind of caught my eye was things going on in professional wrestling right now, and I know a lot of you guys don't watch, but I don't even know why I still watch, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. But you know, one of the recent things that I saw was there's a new promotion being started up called AEW is called All Elite Wrestling, and one of the WWE stars, Chris Jericho, he just signed up with them, even though he was still
I actually saw that in Japan, right?
Yeah, and even though he's under contract with WWE, he just signed up with them. And one of the videos I'm going to be doing later is it's going to be my first top 20. I've never done a top 20 before. It's going to be my top 20 list of wrestlers from WWE who I think should leave because
that's going to be a long one.
Yeah, it's going to be long. I'm going to try to keep it as short as I can, but there's just a lot of professional wrestlers over there that I think are being wasted. And I think it'd be good for them to jump ship over to a new promotion. But other than that, I've been keeping up with Young Justice. I caught the last three episodes last night. I enjoy season 3. I'm enjoying season 3 right now. You know, I'm definitely digging the direction that they're going. You know, I know a lot of people were saying that it feels like really dark. You know. Yeah,
that I was trying not to say the word dark because dark is so used. But that's exactly what it is. It's going in a completely other direction from what we're used to as far as superhero storytelling.
Yeah. You know,
it's really good.
You know, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to keep watching. I also caught Gotham last night because I missed it Thursday, but I caught Gotham last night on demand. I'm still writing with it. You know, I haven't abandoned Gotham yet, even though there's some points where I wasn't feeling it, but I've been hanging with it so far. And I'm just curious to see how it ends. You know, I don't know who they're going to get as Batman in the last episode. That's going to be interesting. But other than that, you know, I'm just gearing up. I'm gearing up for Glass. That's what I'm gearing up for. Yeah. Even though reports are saying that it's not that great.
Yeah.
You know, Unbreakable.
I mean, right now it's sitting at a 38 in Rotten Tomatoes. So that's I don't know if you guys value Rotten Tomatoes.
I have disagreed with Rotten Tomatoes on a number of occasions. So
me too. Yeah.
I go, actually, what's Rotten Tomatoes than something that I would rather not eat? I'd rather have fresh tomatoes.
True.
So, and did anyone catch the trailer for The Punisher? It made me scream.
I haven't finished season 1 yet, so I didn't even watch the trailer.
I got tagged in it actually, and I still didn't watch it. I don't know why, because just like you, Matthew, and Tani knows this. I started watching it like when it premiered, and then
same.
I just stopped. I didn't finish it until last summer, if I'm not mistaken. That's when I finished it, and I enjoyed the season.
It's not like I lost interest. I just stopped watching for some reason. Yeah. I just didn't continue because I liked the first episode. It was really good. The first episode.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I stopped, but
it was. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, like I said, the rest of the season was great. I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch. Maybe I'll do a reaction video to it later on today. And finally, you know, get it done, you know. But for some reason, I just didn't watch it yet. I found myself missing out on a lot of things lately. If trailers dropped this week, I just kind of missed them because I was just busy with other stuff. But
Captain Marvel, the third Captain Marvel trailer, I didn't do a reaction to that because I was planning to do a breakdown. But that one was actually really good. We got some more scenes.
Yeah.
Some Nick Fury, Captain Marvel chemistry, started to see that there. So the third trailer was actually really good. I know I just saw some news this morning about Spider-Man Far From Home trailer dropping this week.
Now that I'm going to be very interested to see. I will be very interested to see that
later on this week. So
yeah, so you know, I got to try to stay on top more on trailers because, like I said, I'm still feeling kind of salty that no one told me about the Mortal Kombat 11 trailer that dropped, and if it wasn't for Facebook, I would have not known about it. You know, the reveal show is supposed to happen this Thursday, so I mean, I'll be at work at the time, so that means when I get home, I'll be you know, catching the whole thing, which is cool. I might do the same thing you're gonna do, Matthew. I might just do a breakdown, I guess, of it. You know, because I don't know how long it's gonna be. I'm pretty sure. I imagine it's gonna be pretty long because it's like a whole damn show for for the full reveal of Mortal Kombat 11. You know, so you know, I'll probably just, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I'll either watch it beforehand, then do a breakdown later, or just try to watch as much as I can through it. Depends on how long it is and whatever the big highlights are. You know, I'm probably going to make some notes myself later on to take down which things are going to matter to me, like character reveals, gameplay, you know, things like that. Whatever the story is, because the story is the main thing to me. That's what
something that just remembered too. For Arrowverse news, Flash returns this week, and Black Lightning is now officially on Mondays.
That's right.
So Black Lightning's going to be on Monday at 9 p.m. right after Arrow, and then Tuesday will be the Flash.
Okay, so Flash is going back.
Black
to
Lightning
Tuesday.
comes on the 22nd.
Wait, Flash is always on Tuesday. What am I talking about?
Flash is always on Tuesday, but Black Lightning's moving to Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does Supergirl come back tonight then?
I don't remember. I don't actually remember. I don't know if Flash comes back on the 15th and Black Lightning comes on the 22nd. Those are the shows I cover, so I focus on those two. But yeah, I don't know about Supergirl. I think it's either this Sunday, or today, or next week.
Okay.
Sunday. Because basically all the shows are coming back after this week.
All right.
Right.
I know the Gifted premiered. I watched the first episode. I didn't get a chance to finish the second one yet.
Oh, okay.
Is it actually living up to the last season?
I mean, it's still this season. I mean, it's still the second season.
I mean, for the premiere, was it good? I didn't see it.
It was pretty good. I had to watch it twice because I have to. Like I said, I have been paying very little attention to television this week. Like, you know, just focus on some things. But yeah, I like the second. I like the premiere, and I'll be looking forward to catching up on the second episode. It's holding my. I think it's holding my attention more than the first season.
Okay,
I think the first season I kind of struggled through it, kind of like how I do Gotham, kind of struggled through that. The entire time I wrote Gotham, so I'm gonna finish it.
I fell off with the first season of The Gifted, and it looks good. I just fell off. It's the same thing with Legion. I fell off with Legion also. And
I fell off. Yeah, I fell off after the third episode.
Yeah, you know, so it was just
started to confuse the crap out of me.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't want to deal with that.
so I was just like, you know what? If it comes to a streaming service at some point, I'll just binge it or something. Yeah. But like as it stands right now, I couldn't follow it. There was just so many things happening.
I think it's on Hulu. You know,
I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to check that.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it's there.
Geek journalism can be, it's fun, but it can be such a challenge because we have so much to watch.
Yeah.
So much to binge. And you have to schedule it accordingly and use time management because everybody's been talking about The Gifted, and I have seen probably just trailers. So I'll just have to just take a moment to schedule myself and watch The Gifted because I hear so many great things about it.
Yeah. And it looks really good too, and that's the thing about it. It looks like really, really good, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just
speaking of time management. I started reading the manga for Alita Battle Angel because I really want to know some information before I see that movie.
Right.
And I started reading the manga, and there's like 3 or 4 volumes. It's a lot of pages. I've been reading. It's just a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Manga takes dedication. It takes a lot of dedication, time, energy, emotions.
Yeah,
it takes a lot because they're not like the size of like regular comic books. Even though they can be, they're legit like books. So it's just like you're just sitting there like, oh boy, oh my god, what's going on? Speaking of which, speaking of manga, whatchamacallit, Dragon Ball Super Broly the movie drops this week. So
yes, that's 15th, right?
Yeah, so that's gonna have to be a thing. I did see. Huh?
Okay. So you work on video that? I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was about to say what's going on here. Let's see. I just want to make sure everyone knows that the Discord. We do have a Discord up. I could have sworn I put the link in the description box, but if I did not, I will do it now. But you can definitely find us.
Yeah, I didn't see it in the description.
I could have sworn I
unless I missed it.
Because I put up. I could have sworn I did this a while ago too. I don't know why that didn't show up, but let me just do that right now and get that in. And then Kim's right. Yeah, we all work too. You know, so there's that. You know, it's just every time I turn on, there's something new, geek and nerd related coming out. It's like, where is the time?
There's so much going on.
Where is the time? So it's just like.
It makes me miss when I was back in high school and all I had to do was homework.
Yeah.
And then you got to stick like some video game time in there. You know, I mean, it's hard.
I picked up Soul Calibur 6, and I've only managed to get one gameplay out of it. I haven't picked it up since I picked it up, and you know, I mean, finding out that it's basically a reboot of the Soul Calibur franchise, which I thought is interesting. I mean, because I've been a Soul Calibur fan since Soul Edge. So, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm going to eventually get some time in. I'm going to be doing videos on created characters because there's a whole bunch of characters that I want to create. So I'll probably be doing a few videos on that. But it's about finding time. And, you know, I'm so wrapped up with getting things lined up business-wise that, like, you know, by the time I get home, just like, I'll watch a little TV and then it's right to bed, you know. So
it's crazy because you think you have time and then you have personal life stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, for me, I've been meaning to get back to Spider-Man PS4 for the past month. Had no time. I've been trying to get to some MMORPGs, try to get some open world stuff. No time.
Man, listen, man. I can't remember.
None.
I think the last time I played Spider-Man was during the holidays. I haven't touched it then.
Yeah, I've been missing it.
I think the last game I really dedicated time and energy to was God of War. And that's only because it was during the summer, so there wasn't really much I was doing. So I was able to dedicate a whole bunch of time to it. You know,
I've had zero time for games. I've only had time to just hop on Black Ops for like 20 minutes.
You know,
just to get my gaming fix. Seriously, because like to sit down, and the last time I actually had time to sit down and dive into an open world RPG or a MMO or some type of story related game was when I was in high school. Dead serious. When all I would do was just homework, come home, and to spend hours on PS3 at the time, PS3 playing Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And now I have no time for that, and that sucks.
You know, I was going to do a retro gaming special where I was going to do it low tech. I was going to have one camera on my TV, one camera on me, put it together in the editor, and do like a throwback let's play, throwing back and reminiscing about the time when Harold B. Gibson was a kid and he had his Atari 2600, and one of the games that he got for Christmas was Asteroids, and he played it for 3 hours straight.
That's a good game.
That episode is up, but only for a select few because it was just long, boring, and it was really like just an experimentation of what I could do with a Let's Play.
Okay.
The joystick didn't work.
And
I couldn't go into hyperspace.
Just a quick side note: the Discord is in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
What you were saying?
No. I'll say it after what you have to say. I just saw some action news that may be interesting that just popped up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, What's up? Well,
if you guys haven't seen it, The Rock actually posted a picture of Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh!
And it's actually him, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba, all in the same picture.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
It's this. You guys can't really see it on the stream, but all three of them. It's an exclusive look from the movie that's supposed to be dropping this summer, apparently.
That is amazing. That actually looks amazing. That looks like almost superhero-ish.
Man, look, man.
Idris, The Rock, and Jason Statham.
Okay, now see, there you go.
They sold me with Idris.
There you go.
Well, you know, all the women is going to be in that movie theater. It's going to be insane there. You already know this. You know this already. It's going to be nuts. It's literally going to be nuts. But just wanted to let everybody know that the Discord is now in the description box. So please feel free to jump in there if you would like. So, you know, when it's time for the Q&A session, then you have all the free reign in the world to ask whatever you like. So, but,
you put the okay. Yeah, I see the link now.
Yeah,
awesome.
Is there? So, but no, that movie is going to get a lot of female asses in seats. That is not going to be a problem. Everyone loves The Rock. Everyone loves Jason Statham, and everybody really loves Idris Elba. Everybody really loves him. So it's
I didn't even know he was going to be in this movie, to be honest.
I had heard.
I didn't know. That was a surprise.
I had heard that he was supposed to be in it. I had heard. So now that it's been confirmed, you know, people are going to be
I feel like it's going to be so much better than the actual Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah,
I really Hobbs and Shaw. Think of it like James Bond meets G.I. Joe meets what else? I don't know.
Crank. I don't know.
Crank. Yeah.
Or the Transporter.
Yeah. You know, so
that's a rock, man.
But I mean, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that dropped that I've been not paying attention to the news at all.
Captain Marvel tickets are now on sale.
Okay.
And it actually beat out I forgot what movie it was. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 on advanced ticket sales.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I remember actually when I bought my ticket the same, like an hour after they released, it was tickets on sale. The Dolby Cinema, there was only like 5 or 6 seats left.
Oh, wow.
And in my area. And I was like, whoa, okay. All right. That's crazy. So they actually made a record for advanced ticket sales. People believe this movie is going to project at least 160 mil opening day, opening night.
So real quick, guys. Just here on Instagram and looking at the Warner Brothers Instagram page, Reign of the Supermen drops this week.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Digital on the 15th and then on Blu-ray on the 29th. So my hope is that the DC streaming service gets it
Puts
this week.
Up.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to do that, though.
They're probably not.
Why would they do that? It's
right. They probably won't.
They like to make money.
Yeah. So they'll most likely wait until the Blu-ray drops to do it. But, oh my God, because...
The death of Superman and the reign of the Superman, that run in the comics was probably the first time that I've ever really truly been like edge of my seat, emotionally invested in comics at that time. Because when it was announced in the news, Superman dies, and of course, he's died several times before, but there was something about it this time. There was something in the air. There was something weird about it. Like, damn, man, Superman just died, yo.
I remember as a kid when that happened, and just the media frenzy around it.
Yes.
I remember news stations covering it, comic book stores setting up mock caskets with the Superman symbol on it and wreaths and tributes and stuff. I was like, dude, this is insane.
This is serious.
Yeah.
And it's because I wasn't a comic reader then, but I was just like, you had to assume that comic book characters died before in comics. But it being Superman is just damn.
Yeah, it's like Superman. Superman doesn't die.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. So it was just like, wow.
Harold, question, since you actually read all of those, do you think that the movie is going to capture all the amount of story arcs that they had within this? Because it's a lot of it's a lot of stories.
I think they'll be able to pull off in animation what they probably can never pull off in live action, especially when all the superheroes came together to honor Superman. They didn't do that in the movies because for obvious reasons they couldn't get all those.
Yeah, of course.
But I think they'll be a little bit more detailed and a little bit more comic book faithful than the movies.
You think they're gonna have all the information as from the story though? Because the Reign of Superman 2 actually went on for a while.
Yeah, the Reign of Superman. Well, of course, I'm quite sure they're going to concise it. They're going to
consolidate it down.
Yeah,
but I think we're going to get more from the comic in the animated film than we can ever get in live action, and I look forward to that. I can even remember vividly around about that time when my friend Levi was still around. He was a huge geek, big on watches, and I remember he took me over to Macy's when I first. He was the one that actually got me to start hanging out in New York. I went to Macy's, and Fossil had this limited edition Reign of the Superman watch. It was beautiful.
Wow.
It had Superman symbol on the top. It had Steel's a symbol like a 3 o'clock, and then Superboy here, and I think it was the Eradicator here. It was Steel here. It was Superboy here, and Cyborg Superman on number 9 of the watch, and it was gorgeous. And it came with a coin. You didn't know what coin you got until you opened it up. It was a coin of one of the Supermen. It could have been Cyborg, Superman. It could have been Steel.
I just Googled the watch to look at it. Very classy.
It is gorgeous, and I've been wanting that for like forever. You could probably still get it on eBay, but it's a gorgeous watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So I'm trying to think. Anything else? I think that's. I don't know. I don't think any other news has been out.
Birds of Prey production just started officially.
That I'm going to be interested about. I know. As a matter of fact, now that you mention it, I know that's supposed to start. Filming for the Joker wrapped up.
Yep, that's done.
The standalone Joker movie wrapped up. So
yeah.
I think above anything else, I'm more excited for that.
There's actually two more things too. Actually, that I think might be important.
Mm-hmm.
Paramount actually canceled their Star Trek 4.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yep.
They
canceled that.
At first they put it on the shelf and then they just said it was canceled.
They canceled it outright. No more.
And I think that's jacked up because I actually enjoyed the Star Trek movies.
They were fun. They were fun. I enjoyed them too.
Like, it's funny, I just Star Trek Beyond was on last week, so I was watching it a couple of times and I was like, that's probably one of the fun Star Trek movies to come out. I really enjoyed Into Darkness. I thought Into Darkness was really cool. It
was great.
Yeah. Like, I enjoyed them all. So, I mean, I had no idea where the story was going to go with this one, with the fourth installment, but it kind of sucks that, they're shelving it. There's been a lot of things that have been put on the shelf. As a matter of fact, a lot of the X-Men related movies have been put on the shelf. Doctor Doom. I was looking at this the other day. Like, Doctor Doom was put on the shelf. Gambit. I mean, come on now. Like they had no idea what the fuck they were doing with Gambit. Like, not one.
No.
So it's I don't know. It's I don't know what they were doing with that, but a couple of X-Men properties got canceled from Fox, if I'm not mistaken, and rightfully so because Disney kind of owns those properties. Merger. Yeah, Disney owns those properties now. So, I don't remember if New Mutants got shelved too. I don't think it did, but I could be wrong.
They started doing press for that, so that'll be a little weird.
I mean, the trailer already dropped. Like, trailer dropped early last year, so I mean, it'd be weird if they did, but I don't know. It's a weird time right now because there's a lot of things being shelved, a lot of things wrapping up production, and
I think Disney actually said that they wanted to see through the production and the release of Dark Phoenix before they actually go forward doing anything else with the properties concerning X-Men.
That's fair.
Because they said, because actually part of the contract initially was that any existing Fox movies that were currently in production, that Disney would continue to finish them and release them.
Right.
And anything else that's after that, they're not going to work on it, obviously. But anything that was already currently in production during the merger or during the purchase, they were going to honor that and finish it. That was part of the agreement. So I know Dark Phoenix is definitely going to be the one. It's New Mutants, right? Is that the one?
New Mutants, yeah.
The one with the whole horror vibe.
Yeah.
They said they were going to continue production on that, but I haven't heard any more news concerning that, which is which is weird.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. It's like, what's going on? Kim just shared with us some news. She's not able to join us today, but she shared with us a couple of things. DC Comics has a new character, and she's a black girl from Oregon. It literally looks like Kim.
It looks like him. I'm like Kim. Hey, they made you into a comic book character.
Hold on one second. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if that's.
Oh, that's Kim.
That's
Kim.
That literally looks like Kim.
That's definitely 100% Kim. That's Kim.
That's Kim.
That is Kim.
Let me just see. Her name is Naomi. She's
from. What's my mom's name?
And she's gonna appear in it's gonna be a young adult oriented DC imprint called Wonder Comics, which is cool.
Oh, this is Michael Bendis.
Yes, Michael Bendis.
Michael Bendis always shows a lot of love to color characters, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Looks like she's a biracial character, but she looks. It's scary.
Basically,
how much she looks like him. It's really kind of scary. You know, so.
Basically.
Yeah. Yes, Kim. Thank you. That was. I mean, have you noticed, young lady, that looks just like you? Because when it first popped up, I'm like, wait a minute. Did somebody are you showing off like somebody drew a picture of you? And you just showing it to us and everything.
Let me get this artist right quick.
You know, so I'm just like, dude. And then she just shared with us another piece of news. You know how a while ago they made Iceman homosexual. They made him gay.
Right.
Now they're getting ready to introduce a mutant drag queen. In the series. Okay. That's going to be interesting. I've been on my comic. I got a buttload of comic books sitting right here that I haven't read yet. It's
and you read both.
It's again, I don't have time to read comics. How crazy is that?
Speaking of comics, DC Comixology. I don't know if the sale's still going on right now. If anyone in the watching or anything is not a Comixology Ultimate member, I highly recommend that you become one. Because Comixology Ultimate, they give you a lot of discounts on comic books. Comic books that would cost like $4.99, they give it to you for like $129.
Nice.
They give you free comic books that you can borrow and read. Because sometimes you get these comic books, but you just leave them, and after you read them, you never read them again, right?
Yeah.
But I mentioned that to say they just released a whole bunch of their DC Rebirth line for either for free for the members or for discounts.
Nice.
In Comixology, just in case anybody were trying to catch up on their DC Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
And also with DC, what I want to mention too is Zack Snyder released a graphic picture that was used in the suicide prevention shirt, outlining his DCEU plan from beginning to end.
Really?
Yep. And it's very cryptic. It's very you have to break it down. And actually, I read the article. One person went on his Vero account and tried to break down the all the images and symbols. And Zack Snyder gave him the clapping hand emojis, basically signaling that he was kind of on point with his prediction. Basically, that Batman would have died in Justice League 2. Superman and Lois Lane would have had a son, and you know who that son is.
Right.
And they were going to set up for a Superboy, and they're actually going to set up for a Cyborg solo and a Flash solo film. The Aquaman film, which is already made by James Wan. And a whole bunch of other Darkseid versus Justice League setup.
Wow.
All within this picture. Kind of makes me mad, because I actually wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn.
The man literally shows his whole plan for his original plan for DCEU.
Who's going to kill Batman?
Batman was going to sacrifice himself.
Oh, wow.
You know what? That sounds about right, because he tried to do it in the first Justice League movie, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And then, oh man, that would have been insane, man. I would have
wanted to see Darkseid versus Justice League, man.
Yeah.
That's all I really wanted.
Right.
So,
having flashbacks to that Commodore 64 game that I had, Superman versus Darkseid. All it was just Superman flying around, and you use laser eyes to hit Darkseid, and if you hit him enough times, you won. That was it. Old school game, check it out.
Superman game. You guys heard about the Rockstar Superman game, right?
I've been hearing about that for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been hearing about that for a while.
Yeah, they say we may get a first look very soon.
Oh, good.
The last Superman game I played, Injustice and Injustice 2 notwithstanding, was Superman Returns. So you can imagine how far back that is. And I enjoyed the game for what it was, but it's just one of those things. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy the Arkham games. I have them all. I have the entire Arkham series. I have it.
Yeah,
but I would really like a dope ass Superman game.
Just a nice, fun. Like, can you imagine a Superman game with the Spider-Man game vibe?
Oh my.
Just fun and friendly Superman going around beating up bad guys.
Yeah.
Oh
Open
my God.
world.
That would be so dope, man.
Just flying around as Superman. You can imagine actually having other maps to go to that you can unlock besides Metropolis.
Yeah.
Like Superman flying to different parts of the world, like doing, like saving people and stuff. Like you know how much hours I spend on that game? I'm like, I forget I do YouTube. I forget I got work to do. I would just be playing that game all day. To be honest,
I would literally get caught up in just flying all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I would literally get caught up just doing that. I would just be flying all over the place. Flying slow, flying fast, because like the one thing I really appreciate about Zack Snyder's version of Superman, and also Superman Returns, was the speed they gave him when he flies. You know.
Oh yes.
Like, I mean, if we look back at the old Christopher Reeve movies and stuff, you know, he flies at a pretty decent speed and all that. But you know, Superman Returns did a good job of showing it, but Zack Snyder is like, Superman doesn't fly slow. He can get to places pretty quickly by flying. So, like, the first flight scene in Man of Steel is my favorite scene in the movie.
When he cracks the ice in his hand, the stones start to rise around his fist. He just jumps up.
It's
and
like,
the music.
Yes. Like, it's funny. There's a video on YouTube of the kid has to be like 1 or 2 years old. You know, he's sitting on his dad's lap, and his dad is showing him the video of Superman's first flight in Man of Steel, and the kid is losing his mind, and it's like everybody wants to be Superman. That's the whole point that people don't. You know, people like to say he's like a boring character, but like, no, listen, everybody, no matter who you are, everybody wants to be Superman, and
people kill me when they say that like Superman is not relatable. Are you kidding me? Superman is very relatable. I mean, how many times have you tried to do good for people and had people kind of bite you in the behind right after? You know, you try to be there for everybody in everything. How many times have you ever felt different around everybody and tried to fit in? Come on, we can all relate to Superman. Hello.
I would say that because like even though Superman is white, right, on paper, Superman is an immigrant. Yeah. And a lot of Superman, actually, believe it or not, relates to a lot of immigrants. Yeah. Because you come to a place and, like you said, Harold, you try your best to fit in with people. People don't want you there. Right? No one wants you there. You're trying to blend in. You're just trying to live your life. And, you know, you're just being judged because you're from another place. So if you actually look at the correlation between Superman and other people, and like you said, being good, standing up for things, you know, because sometimes you can be as good as you want to be, you never get it back in return.
Right, and check it out.
And that's Superman.
And unlike other characters, Clark Kent is the costume. Yeah. Clark Kent is the costume, not Superman. Superman is Kal-El is who he is.
Who he is, yeah.
We just got some more news from Kim talking about that the New Mutants supposed to be released in August.
Okay, that's confirmed, I guess.
In August. Let me make sure that I'm reading this right. Okay, have you guys talked about the New Mutants movie coming out in August?
I mean, we did. You know, we touched on New Mutants because we were just saying how there's only been one trailer, but there hasn't been any other promotional things for it. And you would figure, especially, you know, with Endgame getting ready to come out, Captain Marvel getting ready to come out, and Dark Phoenix getting ready to come out, that they would be talking about it more, but they're not.
But we also haven't even received another Shazam trailer, and that's dropping in April.
That's true also. That's true, too.
That's 3 months. We only received that one trailer that they made before production.
Yeah, I mean...
I walked past that poster when I was in the movies recently, when I... what was the movie that we saw recently? When I went to go see Bumblebee.
I haven't seen that yet.
Dude, I'm going to get on Bumblebee in just a sec.
I heard it was really good. I heard it was really good.
Primo, I walked past the Shazam the Shazam poster, and I just looked at it, and I just grinned. There's just something about it. I have good feelings about Shazam. Very, very good about Shazam. Now, as far as Bumblebee, that is, ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever had a bad taste in your mouth about the Michael Bay Transformers.
Transformers 5.
If you ever had if you really like looked at it's another Transformer. No, his name is on it as I think one of the producers or executive producers. No, Spielberg is the executive producer. Michael Bay is the producer. But I don't recall who directed it. But this is a true Transformers film.
There you go.
Very enjoyable, lots of fun. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but you see, let's just say in the film, you see the reason why Bumblebee is how he is, as we've known him in the other films.
I heard John Cena as an actor in this movie was surprisingly very good.
Fantastic. It's John Cena. He did.
I heard his backstory was also good too. Is that true?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Very, very good. Very, very good. I mean, you see the reason why he wants to hunt down Bumblebee. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And it's very, very. I mean, the 80s music was like, just it took you back to the 80s. Which is interesting because I was watching Donnie Darko. Thanks for suggesting Donnie Darko, man. Like just right after seeing Bumblebee, going to see Donnie Darko, I was like just in the 80s. The 80s soundtrack was fantastic.
I remember seeing Retro Optimus Prime in the trailers.
Yes, the Transformers look like the bloody Transformers.
Old school comedy Transformers.
I'm just going to say sound wave. That's it. There you go.
You're selling me on the movie now. I actually wasn't planning on watching it soon.
I wasn't going to either, but the way you talk about it, I might have to give that thing a look. I might have to go check it out.
I trust Harold's judgment. I might have to check that one out.
Cybertron scene, and that's all I want to say. There you go.
Okay. I heard the opening made the movie worth everything. Is that true too? Okay. All right.
Generation 1, it will take you back to the original toys, my friend.
Wow. Okay. All right. I think I'm.
All right. So my that might have to be a thing then. I might have to go go check it out. So, if that's it for news, then we can move on because I just realized we literally spent an hour just talking about random news and stuff, and
just catching up.
Yeah, that too. We were supposed to. Oh, she's back. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So we were going to get into our main discussion, which is going to be New Year's resolutions. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't do them. I don't do New Year's resolutions because in my honest opinion, my thing is if there's things you want to change about yourself or about anything, you don't have to wait until the new year to do it. I understand why people do it, but you don't have to do it in the new year. You can do it. You can literally do it anytime you want. So my thing is, Matt, where'd you go? Did he disappear? What happened, Matt?
Okay. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what just happened.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Let me make sure everybody's where they should be. There we go. And
it's a beautiful shot of Katanni's arm right there. Wonderful.
It's that transit shot.
Hi there. There you go.
That's that transit shot, And then gotta get that transit shot, as I said, I just feel like, New Year's resolutions are, resolutions in general are just things you can do anytime you want. And, if you just really feel like you want to change something in your life, just go ahead and do it. You don't have to wait till New Year's.
Yeah, exactly.
But I know there's still a lot of people that do. So what we're going to talk about is as Blerds, as geeks, nerds, or whatever, some of the resolutions that you guys might have for yourself starting in 2019. I have dubbed this year the year of, getting it in, trying to get this money, trying to get things lined up, trying to get shit to where, we all can start living comfortably. That's where I'm at right now, so that's why, not only just myself, but Tani, Matthew, and I know you, Harold, we've all been busy even since the year started, just trying to do things. That's why we haven't really dedicated a lot of time to like anything geek or nerd related. You know, and we just talked about that. But no, maybe a lot of you. Maybe.
I've decided that it's time to make. Right now it's like all or nothing. Right now.
Yeah.
I've decided to number one, get myself back in shape because there's some things that I do want to do. I mean, I want to get back into cosplay as much as I possibly can. I want to make myself into a brand, if however possible, whatever brand that is. I just want to make sure that I just to try to dedicate myself to at least putting out at least one bit of content per week, because I found myself that I've been spreading myself too thin. That's another decision that I had to make, not to spread myself too thin and just put out stuff as I feel, how I do it as I feel, and not try to so much schedule it, because if I try to schedule it, it puts pressure on me to get that out. Just put something out from week to week. Find my niche. I found that trailer reactions got me more views, so I'm starting to do that more. And all the other things that I want to do creatively, like the what's the other shows that I do that have like the special effects in the background. Even though that I do them, but I found that got the least amount of views, but I still like doing them.
Right. Yes.
But just do it and still stay true to myself. Get myself in shape and make myself into the best brand that I can make myself into, and be able to listen to other people and get their creative, get their creative criticism, their creative advice, and just go forward and stop letting things drag me down and people's opinions and thoughts. And just like you said, it's not a resolution, it's a decision. Right. You gotta make it. You gotta decide for yourself whether it happened December 31st or October 5th. You gotta make sure that you want to make changes for yourself, and don't be afraid to read about it, get information about it, and listen and get those nuggets to build on whatever it is that you want to do.
Right.
I'll be
right back, guys.
What happened? Okay, I guess he had to go take care of something real quick. Yeah, he said be right back. Me right now, I'm in the same boat you are, Howard. I'm basically going in the whole it's all or nothing right now, because trying to do things with filming, do things with YouTube, trying to get back into shape myself, and just trying to really increase my finances and stuff. I just said, you know what, 2019, 2018, I could say, like, as far as YouTube is concerned, I definitely dialed back a great deal from YouTube. Right. I definitely dialed back a great deal. As far as productions didn't really kick off like that. I spent a lot of time writing this year, which last year, which was good, because I don't always get a chance to write, so I try to find time to write. Write these scripts and stuff like that. And I just said 2019, that has, and again, not a New Year's resolution, it's just a firm decision that it's time to start really getting the ball rolling and start turning some things around, so like even before the year ended, I put myself right back in the gym, because I said, if I'm gonna look good for these parts as well as cosplay, I gotta put my body in the best shape that it could possibly be in, so I can look the part. Even as far as acting is concerned, I'm gonna start doing, like little monologues and stuff and post it up here on YouTube so people can see. I've been doing that before. But I'm really gonna start doing it now. I talked to Tani about, like, putting myself in different productions, like people who need extras. I'll be an extra. Trying out, going out for roles, trying out, doing auditions and stuff like that. In fact, I did an audition yesterday for a pilot series that's going to be performed as a stage play. So that's what's going to happen. So, I'm going to see if I get a call back from that.
Right.
You know, thanks to Matthew and some of the tips that he gave me a few days ago. You know, I'm going to try to really optimize and maximize my YouTube channel again, like how it was in the beginning when I first started doing this. You know, because you know, I've been doing YouTube for this long. There's no reason for me to just dial back now. You know, let me just start. You know, again, I mean, I've already decided that Sundays are going to be my recording days. You know, and then I just edit videos throughout the week. That's what I'm going to be doing. Like later on, I'll be recording some videos later on today.
Right.
But you know, it's just a matter of, and Tony says this all the time, and a lot of people say there's always ways to make money. And the first thing we have to understand, and this goes for Blerds as well, don't be afraid to say that you're trying to make money. All right, don't be afraid to say that. Don't be afraid to admit that you just trying to get paid. We all trying to get paid. Let people know that, because if you try to go in there with an intention other than what you're really trying to do, people are gonna just take you at that face value. Like, no, if people know outright that you're trying to get this money, then that's what it is. Like the after school program that I work at, I give them a lot of props, because at the end of the day, they trying to get this money. That's first and foremost. They trying to get that money, and then they don't make no bones about it. So I give them a lot of props.
I'll be honest though, when you described everything that they do, I said when you described everything that they do, it sounds like
what happened?
I said when you described everything that they do, it sounds like their branding is all over the place. They might need a little help with that.
I actually, and I don't know if I told you this, but that's my same thoughts exactly. It's like they're trying to do too many things at one time. Sorry to digress, folks watching, but it just sounds like they're trying to wear a lot of hats, and you know, and
actually to do everything will make you no money.
Yeah, so there has to be a clear direction from then, and in fact, I'm going to give them your number so they can call you for some stuff, because like a little direction goes a long way. Little direction goes a long way. And
the consultation fee attached to that, just to, you know.
I'm pretty sure they don't mind paying for it. You know, so I mean, it is what it is. I mean, one thing about them that they do understand having to spend money to make money. They do understand that, so I give them a lot of props for that too. I do it. You know, but I'm trying, like I said, optimize and maximize is the wave now. I'm trying to optimize everything that I do and maximize it to its fullest potential, because at the end of the day, you know, if you got a lot of talent, and this goes out to everyone watching, if you have a lot of talent, use them. What did the Joker say in The Dark Knight? If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Right.
And that's it is what it is. You know, like, try to separate yourself from things that aren't really doing anything for you in any capacity. If they're not doing anything for you emotional wise, you know, physically, mentally, financially, try to separate yourself from it.
I had to sit down and just say no to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people who have approached me and asked me to be in films and in short films, and then I had to really look at it. I'm like, well, I'm trying to do something for myself. And other than the people that I do, you have people that you work with, that you click with and you don't mind working with because you know that they can get the job done. Like, like working with Alex Fernandez on Body Jumpers and everything. Mm-hmm. I know he gets the job done. So if he says he's pulling a film, he's not going to flake out and say, oh, you know, it's not going to turn into a flaky experience. So I can work with them. There are people that I don't mind working with. You have those people that you don't mind working with. But when you're trying to do your own thing, you have to prioritize yourself. And they say, "Hey, man, I'm doing this film, and I'm doing." And then when you've seen their habits as far as doing things and scheduling things, and then you got to go like, you know what? Nah, you know what? I'm gonna have to say no to you, because, you know, now is the time for me to focus on me and not spread myself so thin. And that's been the key word for me: spreading myself too nothing.
Right.
That's when just as Katanni was saying, you know, you're trying to do so many things and do this and do that and do this and do that. You're not going to make any money. So that's the reason why I had to admit to myself. That's the reason why I call the X Zone random geekiness. I just do as I feel, but it's still on my channel. It's still on a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I do news here. I do this there.
I think that's a very good choice you made, because if you I actually had a conversation with another YouTuber and I was watching an educational session on like YouTube branding, and one of the things they were talking about was if you're branding yourself as a variety channel and that's what you start out with in the beginning, then that would actually work out better for you because people know what they're getting into. The mistake I made when I first started, a lot of people don't know this channel that I have now. Originally was created in 2008 under a different name, but it was just for me to upload random drum covers just so I can have them. I didn't really care about actually becoming a YouTuber. It was just for me to post videos that I can keep and watch, because I just liked creating videos and I had nowhere to put them. I just put them. But then when I actually started my channel in 2016, like actually rebranded the channel, changed the name, actually said, you know, I'm going to put content on here. I didn't brand myself initially as a variety channel. And I started sticking to one specific thing when my intention was to be a variety channel. And by the time I got to a point, people were expecting certain stuff from me, which was a direction I didn't want to go in. So I had to spend half of that other time rebranding myself as a variety channel, making it clear that that's what I post. But I mean, as far as because I actually didn't think about it too much. But as far as like resolutions, or I've been hearing all what you guys saying. I was just listening, you know. I mean, resolutions, I don't really look at things as resolutions, or because it's like okay, Mother's Day, you know, you love your mom, you only show her love on Mother's Day. No, you show your mom love every day, right? That's how I view it. So it's just like New Year, same thing with New Year's. However you live in, just continue to improve yourself on a daily basis, whether it's a new year or not. Right. But as an outline for me this year, I work hard, play hard is how I'm living by right now. Like a lot of inspiration from some other Ken. We had a conversation about this. Yeah. Some of my other friends on YouTube. Shout out to Sean Chandler, who's a good friend of mine, and some other YouTubers that I watch, who's highly inspired me to just work harder than I have before. You know, put my time into learning my craft and learning the platform I'm on, learning about branding, admitting to yourself that there is still more time to learn, and there's still more you need to learn, no matter how big you get. Yeah. There's YouTubers who have millions of subscribers that are still learning every single day about themselves, about their channel, about their audience. So for me, it's just this year working hard, studying as much as I have to study, learn as much as I can, and actually applying what I learned to my YouTube channel, and making sure that my channel becomes more lucrative. Because I agree, like what you said, Ken. Don't be afraid to admit that you want to make money. Mm-hmm. There you go. When you can live comfortable doing what you like, what's wrong with that? Yeah, you know. If you can get paid to do what you love and share your thoughts and ideas and yourself and your personality with people, why not get paid for that? Because to be honest, once your bills are covered and you don't got to worry about getting evicted, the rest is just whatever you want to do. Exactly. I mean, imagine. You know? I mean,
imagine being able to like with me, I work outdoors. And it's freezing cold, and I this is the highlight of my day, the highlight of my week, and then I have to go back to reality, unfortunately. Right. So, but
you gotta shape your reality, is what they always say.
There it is.
You gotta shape your reality. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, right? Mm-hmm.
I think about imagine getting up, and I shared this with Rouge, my fiance. Rouge, I told her, I said, imagine me getting up, and instead of having to put on a uniform to go out in the freezing cold, that I can go into the studio, turn on my camera, and do a live show in the morning. Take a break, get something to eat, do some research for some news, come back at noon, do something else, and then come back like in the afternoon and at night, and be able to look in my Patreon or my PayPal and see people that care and like what they're seeing, and being able to and take pleasure in putting together that extra content, to give to that extra special content that you put to all and really like it, and actually getting some income with that, and getting it so much so where people will start to invite you places, invite you to cons, invite you to conventions, so you can share that love, and people actually like what you're doing. And I go, you know what? That's something that I want to do. You know? And
it's and what's crazy is something that you can do too, and it's not even entirely a dream. It's something you can do, and even something I'm recently learning too with the proper. You see, they always say this, like I forgot the exact quote, but you don't want to spend your time, They always say work smarter, not harder, right? I believe in doing both. Working both smarter and working harder.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of actually getting guidance and knowing, listening and looking at others who have done it and who are willing to teach you. And that's what I'm doing too, looking at other YouTubers that are bigger than me who have done it. And they're willing to guide you or teach you, even if you have to pay for that information. You go for it, you learn what you have to do, and apply it to your thing. And one of the things I love about what Tyrone Magnus said a long time ago, because I've been subscribed to him since he had 100K or less than 100K. I've been subscribed to him a long time ago. And one of the things he said before he quit his full-time job was that he is a brand. And that's the thing. His whole reaction thing, doing reactions and all that, a lot of people didn't view that as a serious career or a serious thing. Since back then, he said, my personality is my brand. My personality is what I'm selling. Who I am, what I know, what I'm doing. That is the product, is me.
Yeah.
And he said, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be acting, I could be reacting, I could do a movie review. My personality is my product.
Right.
And when he said that inspired me he's one of the many people that inspired me to start a YouTube channel.
Same here.
You have that, and you be yourself, and not just that, but actually being mature about your decisions and being more businesslike with how you handle your channel. And that's what I'm doing this year. This year, I'm spending every single day as much as I can dedicated to being mature about this channel and being mature about how I'm more businesslike with how I deal with things, how I approach things. Plan things, schedule things, see what works, see what my audience wants, see what makes me more money, to be more honest with you. And also being true to myself and doing what I love. Because I'm not gonna do something that I don't love just because it makes me money. If I can find that thin line between doing something that makes you money and something that you like, that's what I'm going for.
Exactly.
And it's just overall just be more serious and putting your feet down to it, man.
Yeah.
Usain Bolt and all these athletes and all these people don't get to where they get to just because of that. You got to work for it. People crap on Michael Phelps all the time, but this man worked hard. Hard to get where he got. And so it's really just about work, actually doing it. No excuses.
And not to turn this into just some kind of business New Year's resolution type video, guys that are watching. We're just expressing what our focus is now. A lot of you guys have a different focus. Maybe you guys might want to get to a lot more conventions this year. If you go back to our first GeekCast where we talked about where we gave you a crash course in comic book conventions, do what you needed to do. Figure out what comic conventions are in, or conventions in general are in your area where you live. Work your schedule around it. Save up your money so you can not only get tickets.
That's another thing you mentioned too about the conventions, because going to the gym is something very important to me. And ever since I've been putting more time into YouTube, I have been neglecting the gym. And I'm like, you know what? There's people if you look at The Rock, this man does so much stuff in one day. In one day. This man go to the gym a couple times a day. He rehearses, practices, travels, does interviews, all kinds in one day. I'm not saying push yourself too hard, but make time, and like you mentioned, conventions. That's something that I'm trying to, get to debut my first cosplay. I need to be in shape for that. So I've been starting to go back to the gym, starting to make time for that, getting up early, going to sleep on time.
Yeah.
I love telling people this. Like, if you like way back in the day when, after my first marriage, it didn't work, I had to focus on something. So I picked up a muscle magazine and I said, you know what? I might not look exactly like the guy on the cover, but I'm going to live that way. And I took that template and I always thought, like, you know what? If I want to be that, I have to act like that or do that. So if you're, in a sense, making yourself into a brand or, a celebrity or whatever you want to do it, you do it, you kind of go into that. You live like that. You do that. You get up and you get on your treadmill and you walk for an hour. Then you go and you look online and get your information about whatever news you want to talk about on your show. Then you prep for that. Then you go and you film it. And then after that, you have your meetings and you do your research or whatever else it is that you do. And then you go and you film again. You have to you do it like the pros do it. You put that into action. That's what you want. Yeah. And you put it into action. So if that's what you want to do, you have to live like that. Okay, so you don't have the most expensive nutritionist in the world. Okay, so you're not working out with Kai Green. You're not being trained by Kai Green. The bodybuilder. But you live that way. You put that into motion, and once you put that into motion,
you just make the effort. Because like I hear people, there's people who work 9 to like even up to this day. Like it baffles me because I do YouTube. I'm doing YouTube full time right now, right? And there's a lot of excuses I made, and it's like I have all this time to do these things. I need to make it work because there's people with full time jobs who are making it work. There's people who go to work, got a 9 to 5, they got kids, they got this to deal with, that to pay, and they're becoming, they're successful on YouTube and they're growing and to get to that point where they can become full time on their own. So there's people out there that are dealing with all these things and they make it work. So why can't I, like for me in my position, being full time, why can't I make that work for me when I have the time right now? I need to utilize it. And that's the thing. Even if you're in school, you're working. Like I said, I know people right now who got full time jobs and they're transitioning into that full time on YouTube thing, but they make it work. They don't make excuses. Sometimes they're tired, but they come home and they grind it out. And because I heard a quote from Tina Guo, one of my favorite cellists, right? She did the Wonder Woman theme song if you guys want to check her out. But she said this in one of her Instagrams. She said, if you need motivation, always remember there's people out there that are working 10 times harder than you, that want the same thing you want, that wanted way more than you wanted. Right. And they're doing stuff 10 times more harder than you are to get the same thing that you want. Right. So always view that as a reason to keep on working hard. And when I heard that the other day, I'm like, yeah, she's right. Like there's always, no matter what your goals are in life, school, college, whatever, a certain job, a certain career, there's always people that want the same thing that you want, and they're working 10 times harder than you. You got to step up. And that was a kick. That was a kick in the face.
I say that a lot in my Facebook community. When I do my lives and like my branding sessions and all that, I said, do you wonder why people who are less talented than you get more work than you? It's because they work harder than you.
Right.
I said, you're sitting there on your computer talking about how much their stuff is trash and that you can do so much better, but do it. If you could do something better, then do it.
Right.
I love the Thanos quote, man. I use it so much for this is probably one of the best. Whoever wrote this in the script, I commend them because it's so true. Thanos said the greatest sacrifices require the strongest wills.
Yep.
Yes.
If you think about it, like no matter what you're trying to do, sometimes you got to sacrifice a lot, whether it's time, energy, money, just to get to where you got to get to. It requires that willpower, that mindset, just to achieve certain goals. And like I said, it didn't hit. talking is one thing and doing it is another. If you really sit down and think about it, like, these are things, whatever your goals are in life, these are things that I want to achieve, and I really need this. I really need this to achieve this goal. I have to work. No excuses. Every day, push yourself beyond anything you think you could. Push yourself, work harder, set schedules, become more disciplined. Like I said, I see Chris Rodriguez said in the comments, he's trying to focus more on school and basketball. He's trying to get D1. You got college offers. If that's your goal, keep working. Keep working. The school and everything.
You know, so.
Yeah. You were talking about, when we were talking about sacrifice, like, you know, I have the perfect example of that right now. This back and forth to Long Island and Queens and all of that, and the past or so.
Yeah.
The time, that sacrificing time away of what? Key example, the most times that Ken and I have seen each other in the past 2 weeks is video like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
but the thing is, you both know what each other is doing, and you have an understanding.
Yep, you both got an understanding of each other's goals.
You know what this business requires. So, you know, of course, there's going to be that emotional side where, yeah, you know, you do want to spend time together, but you also know that, okay, you know what? She knows that I'm doing this. Oh, he knows that I'm doing this. This is the entertainment business. This is what it is, and it's rare. It is rare that you know, find someone that you click like that and you have that understanding. So that's a blessing in itself.
And one day it's going to pay off, and it will pay off because the mindset is all about the mindset too, man. I tell people it's all about the mindset, man.
Right.
You say, if you say you can do something, you can do it. If people are out there doing it, you could do it too. Right. And like I said, I go back to Tyrone Magnus again. It's like I've always felt being, you know, black in America has been a disadvantage to me, and in a lot of ways it can be. But I looked at Tyrone Magnus as a YouTuber, African American. I heard a little bit about his story, his backstory growing up. You know, barely having anything to eat. You know, living in certain places. You know, had it worse off than me. And he's a black man in America with over 1 million subscribers. Right. Living off of his career, living off of his dream. And if he's somebody, you know, that's why I looked up to him a lot, because I'm also a black young man in America growing up. And if I see someone that looks like me achieving it, why can't I do it too?
Right.
Yeah.
Why can't I do it too?
Exactly.
I always say that. Why can't I do it? And if no one's doing it, who's going to do it? Right. You know.
Right.
So it's I don't know. I just I just been really inspired recently by a lot of folks, a lot of people, a lot of peers, friends, family that are achieving their goals, and I'm like, I need to stop wishing things. I need to start making things happen for me.
Right.
Yes.
You know, you got to stop wishing.
Right.
I mean, for anyone else,
I was in a different boat. Like, I've always known what I wanted to do, and I set out and achieved that. I'll say at around 2014, 2015, it's like I feel like I made it. You know, the amount of revenue I was generating in my business, you know, anywhere between, on the lowest end, maybe 6K, on the higher end, like, you know, 12 to 15K per month. And, you know, but then I went through the process of a couple of years later losing that, and then spending like the next year or so feeling sorry for myself because I felt like I had something and then lost it, and it was I don't even know how to describe it, but I had to learn a lot and relearn a lot and stop thinking about where I was and start thinking more about where I could be.
Right.
A lot of people would have given up in my situation, and I think I almost gave up. I did go back to full-time work, but then I'm like, you know what, this ain't for me. Especially after being self-employed for 5 years, I said, this ain't for me, and I need to make money doing what I love doing.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
And I need back to that. And so I don't really I didn't get to about my resolutions. I don't really do resolutions either. I do have, I have goals, because goals have a timeline.
Right.
And also a well executed or a well planned goal has a strategy and a plan of action to get to that goal. And to sum it all up, I'm not going to go into the specifics of how I came to this figure, but I said by the end of 2019, my business will generate $295,000 in revenue. Not saying that's how much I'm taking home, but my business will, and I know exactly how I came to that figure, and I know how to get to that figure. I need to have one client in each of my packages. If I get one client, if I sell one of my packages to one client, then I will go like this.
Right. There you go.
That's the thing you're being mature about and actually planning it out and being realistic with your expectations.
There it is.
That's the thing too. I like how this turned into an honesty hour, man. About like,
yeah. Hey, man. I've said that on my video. I said that, like, listen, I want to turn this into a living.
Yes.
You know, to be able to wake up and not have to walk only a few feet into your studio and get in front of the camera and be like, "Good morning, how's everybody doing?" And then, say your little spiel and entertain the people, and if they like you, they'll grasp on. Yeah.
For anybody else watching, if you guys happen to have any resolutions for yourself, feel free to share them with us. We got it's 11:39 right now. Harold, I know you gotta cut out at 12, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So actually, we can
at my location by now, but I had to run back home because I left my Easy Pass.
Oh.
They haven't called me yet, so if they do, I can tell them 15 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Daryl Taylor, I think, is in the house there. I saw he said, "Hey, fellas."
Okay.
In the chat.
So if anyone, actually, we can open the whole forum up to anyone who wants to share their resolutions or, get their questions in right now. So now's the time to do so if anybody's interested. Right. I'm just gathering pictures up right now for one of my videos that I'll be doing later. So that way I'll be good to go. What am I looking for?
Also, anybody who's watching this video, if you're thinking about getting started on something, we just hope that we somehow helped you, give you that spark for you to start doing what you want to do. Don't just sit on it, do it, plan it, do your research, and just go for it. I think the time for dreaming is over, and to start making those steps. What you want to do.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you don't know where to start, ask for help. I mean, you pretty much
never be afraid to ask for help.
I said you pretty much know what our expertise is. I can't speak for others, but I do have a consultation fee. So the first one free. Everyone after that, I was like there was a fee for 1 hour of my time. But yeah, that's pretty much what you do.
Right. I think a lot of folks, they get nervous about, like, saying that, wow, should I really charge people for my time? They get humble and they get all this humility and everything, but then it gets to the point where you got to say, time is money here, and I have the expertise to do this. I think I have done this a long enough time. I think I have done enough films to know that I have a camera presence. I do think that I've done this long enough to say, hey, I believe I should be compensated for my entertainment. Yes.
I tell people, don't ask me to do something for free. If I offer it, cool.
Yeah.
Right. It is.
Don't ask me.
Because I'm not running all the way over to East Bubble to be in your film. I've done that enough. I've done other people's independent films and not getting paid for it. I've done that enough, with the exception of the people. Now there are some exceptions. You have some people that you know will get the job done. Boom. And you don't mind making that dedication. Boom. And it's not going to be any skin off your back. But if you're going to have to start traveling all the way over here and all the way over there and totally inconveniencing yourself, that time is over, guys.
Yeah, I mean, time is money. They always say time is money.
Yeah.
My father would always tell me and my sister this, like, don't undersell yourself, because there was actually something that my sister was doing that recently that my father was like, you shouldn't be using your time to do that. Like you got so much more value in yourself and what you do. You could be making way more money doing this with yourself that you're good at than actually underselling yourself. Right. And a lot of people always undersell themselves. That's another thing. People always undersell themselves and their worth and stuff like that. You just gotta time is money. You say you shouldn't be having to be flying all over the place all the time. That's going to inconvenience you.
Yeah.
I'm sort of a different person. I'm a little bit different when it comes to help. When there's certain things that people need me to do, like there's other channels out there that always ask me to help them and things like that. You got to pay me for my time, because I could be using that time making money for myself and my channel. But if I'm doing something for you, I got to be compensated in some type of way. Whether I walk away with 20%, 10%, how much ever percentage I'm walking away with, I gotta walk away with something if I'm helping you out. But if I'm giving people advice and things like that, I always give people advice, because over the years, people have always given me advice for free, and I only think it's fair that I just I return the favor. I don't hold any information back from anybody. If someone can use my information that I learned, because it wasn't mine, I didn't come up with it. Somebody shared it to me. And if I share it with you, and if you just somehow happen to make more money than me with that information, then good for you. You knew how to utilize it. I'm not going to be mad or salty about that. I have my own purpose and I have my own goals. But if there's anything I could always tell people, I always tell people. Now there's certain people that I don't say anything to, because I know some people are hella shady and some people only want things from you. Some people only want things from you. They don't really respect you. They don't really like those people. I kind of stay away from. But those people who I can genuinely help, and those I know who will actually benefit from what I tell them, I go for it, man. I help those who are in need, and people have always helped me when I was in need, and still continue to help me. So
there's that universal thing that always happens, that like when you help someone and it's out of your heart, that it does come back to you. The good book says, do unto others as you have unto you. And I firmly believe that, that it's no skin off of my back to give time and give encouragement and give advice if I have advice that benefits you. And it comes back to you. It totally goes back to you.
So, I mean, it has to be a lot of direction changes. And the truth is, I've been hearing a lot of people, basically making that declaration for themselves, as far as like, doing things to get themselves in a better position where they can live comfortably. In fact, a couple of my coworkers at the school I work at, they're in the same position right now too. Like, don't get me wrong, the job I have, I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it, but I would definitely enjoy not having to get up early to go out and work, as opposed to, like you said, Harold, sitting at home and working. Sitting at home, get up,
next to your bedroom.
get up, get some breakfast, get in front of the camera, record a video, jump off, do some other stuff. Get some research for something else, or get some materials for whatever else you're gonna. And
spend time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Spend time developing yourself. Treat your body right, like you said. Work out, eat right. You know, so the better you eat, the more you work out. Even if you can't afford the gym or afford fancy food, the better you eat, the more you work out, the longer you live. You increase your longevity. You know, think about it, man. Unless you got some type of, you know, you can prevent a lot of diseases from occurring in your body. You could, you know, prevent things from. The idea is, you know, that's how I think, how I live. Prevention instead of trying to eradicate something. Right. You don't want to get something and then spend money to try to get rid of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Prevent it from happening. There's certain genetic things you can't prevent, but, you know, take care of yourself. You know, take care of yourself. You'll live longer for it. Right. There's people who do it. You live longer, you know.
Yeah. So like that's why I just said, you know what? Again, all or nothing. You know, like I said, I appreciate the jobs that I have. They've been, you know, I'm not gonna say they've been helping out a great deal, but I've been making a fairly decent amount of money, and I've been able to save up for things that, you know, I want to get in the future. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, in a month, me and Tony are about to be 35. I know we're telling our age right now, but we're about to be 35. You know, we don't really want to spend the rest of our time or lives, you know, working at these jobs that are paying us decent, but not paying us what we could be making. Yeah, so, you know, I said, if I'm going to be about...
Well, I get paid.
Huh?
Paid pennies at my regular job, so...
So I said, if I'm going to be about this acting thing, let me be about this acting thing. I started this YouTube channel in 2014, 2015. It's 2019 now. You know, let me maximize this thing to get it where I know it could be. And that's the key thing, where I know it could be. Not where I want it to be or where I think it could be, where I know it could be. I know my YouTube channel can be where it is because it was like that in the beginning. And again, I know part of it, a great deal of it is me, you know, dialing it back some because I wasn't seeing the return that I was thinking I was going to see. YouTube analytics and YouTube algorithms notwithstanding. But, you know, I know my YouTube channel can reach a certain level. And then, of course, like I said, as far as acting, you know, I need to just put myself out there. That's something Tani always says, that I could just put myself out there, whether it's being an extra, whether it's just going off for all these different auditions and stuff. Just got to put myself out there because the only way I'm going to get into the industry is if I put myself in it. And of course, you know, like as far as exercise is concerned, you know, I mean, I'm in a fair amount of shape right now, but I know I could be in better shape. So the goal is to get my body, not even just for cosplaying or just to look good, but like you said, Matthew, just for health reasons. I mean, I had a recent doctor's appointment and I have a clean bill of health, but you know, there's a lot of things that I can improve on all the time. So that's going to be the gym. That's what the gym is for. And then the other thing is that, you know, one of the things I just said I was going to do this year was put people on. You know, I said I'm using the YouTube channel for myself, but if I could use it to help other people get themselves noticed, then that's what I'm going to do. Because since getting into the whole acting thing and, you know, just meeting a whole bunch of people that are like, not only just actors, but, you know, they're writers, they're, you know, filmmakers at some capacity. There's something, they have something involved with the filmmaking process. And, you know, events like the Urban Action Showcase are cool. Don't get me wrong. I think the Urban Action Showcase is a very cool event to go to, but there's more than one showcase. And you know, whatever one place doesn't, you know, if one doesn't take something, another one might. In fact, just last night, I just found out that, you know, a family that my mom used to work for, I just found out that the father of that family is a part of the Montclair Film Festival Committee. I had no idea.
Wow, that's cool.
And it just so happens that I decided to go with my mom to go visit them as opposed to just chill at home. And then doing that, you know, he just literally asked me, what have I been up to? I told him everything I've been up to. I was like, oh, you do film? I'm a part of this. I'm like, cha-ching. So, you know, try to, you know, and that's another thing, try to make these connects. I know I'm talking in power terms right now about connects and stuff, but that's what it is. You know, got to maximize these connects. You know, find out, you know, link up with people that can help you. I mean, I want to say it's kind of like a you scratch their back, they scratch yours type of thing. But again, if everyone's winning, then it's not a problem. If everybody's winning, it's not a problem if you link up.
It's only a problem if you losing and they winning.
Exactly. Or if someone's just using you to win.
Using you to win. Yeah.
So if you can maximize that connection, that's another thing too. Like, I mean, my old English teacher, my old language teacher from middle school, he's in acting. As a matter of fact, he's getting ready to be in the Swamp Thing series for the DC Universe streaming service. So
I mentioned that, didn't you?
He said that he said that he wanted to talk to me to get my knowledge of DC info, and I said in return, maybe you can give me some viewpoints as far as like getting into the acting industry, huh?
2 of the actors that I work with have been working with on this film are in Power. Or on Power.
So what the hell?
Ooh, okay.
And it's all about networking. Like, we don't really want to ask, all right, lady, you want to cross against the light? Go ahead. Anyway.
Very quickly, let me just shout out our new subscribers. Thank you, Chris Rodriguez, for subscribing. KK Knight 83 for subscribing. Gamer Josh Xverse for subscribing. And Lisa Young for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We are trying to get these numbers up, so please tell
we're at 25. We're at 25 subscribers now. We started at 11.
So let's get the numbers going. Let's get the numbers going. The more subscribers, the merrier, and that is exactly what we're looking for.
One thing I say about networking is an art. You kind of have to go through the quote unquote dating process. Like, it's a little bit of a turn off for people to say, hey, nice to meet you, buy my book, or
exactly,
or things like that. Talk to these people, date them, finesse them. I said you can't just. I can't use it. I don't want to use this same analogy that I used with Ken the other day because it's a family show. But basically, talk to people first. Get to know them. Let them get to know you.
Just don't do sub for sub. Doesn't work. Don't do that.
No, sure.
If you're thinking about being a YouTuber, don't do it.
Follow for follow. No, I mean, if I am going, I tell people right now, I'm only like for following the page if you are a part of my target market, or you have something to do with my industry, or you could be a potential client.
Right.
Those are the only people I'm following. If I feel like, and people say you should just follow anybody because somebody they know, I'm like, not necessarily. You just hang around the same people who are like you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, not saying that there's a problem just liking and following everybody, but I just don't want my timeline. I really just don't want my timeline full of stuff that's not relevant to what I'm doing in my industry.
Exactly.
Right.
And real quick, this is a major sidetrack, but I thought this would be interesting to bring up. I only just saw this 2 hours ago. Will Smith posted a picture with him and Martin Lawrence announcing that tomorrow will be the first day shooting of the upcoming Bad Boy sequel.
Oh, boy.
So, if you can see the picture right there.
Boy, they
Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
Boy, they up there in age.
Said tomorrow will be the official first day of the Bad Boys. They spent the whole weekend watching both of the movies over again together. And they're planning to shooting tomorrow.
Wow.
I just saw that. I thought I'd just bring that up. Major sidebar, but hey.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. That's good news, actually.
Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere, because damn, Bad Boys 2 was how long ago?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bad Boys 2 was a minute ago now, so. But
just on the day. Just on Bad Boys 2 was on TV the other day. I think I had it on in the background while I was working.
It's 11:57. Did we get any questions?
Checking the chats, we didn't really get any. But I will say this: if you didn't get a chance to ask your question here, you can definitely ask it in the Discord. There's always somebody in there checking things out. So definitely feel free to check this out there and ask whatever question you like. In fact, I think going forward now we should just probably carve out a little bit of time for a Q&A at towards the end of the stream and stuff if people have any. Of course, next week's GeekCast is going to be a special one. We're going to be talking about everything video games, just straight video games. And in fact, we're actually going to have our first guest on the GeekCast. Kim is bringing over a friend who happens to work at GameStop. Now, there has been some news about GameStop that came out recently, but we're going to save that for next week. We're going to save that for next week. All right. So, if anything, definitely tune into that GeekCast and definitely get any questions you have about, working at GameStop, because I had a boy when I was living in Florida. He worked at when EB Games was around. He worked there. I haven't stepped foot in a GameStop in
since PSP days for me.
I think
PlayStation 2 days for me. It's been a while.
Because I can tell you right now, I will legit go to Amazon first to get my games. I put it in. I'll put it in the cart as soon as, even if I pre-order it, if it's released, same day. And they've gotten really better with their same day deliveries these days. So
So
because it beats having to go to a GameStop. The closest GameStop to me is actually two. There's one in East Orange and there's one in Newark.
But
closest
one.
What happened?
Or is that one? Wasn't there? Isn't there one in Essex Green?
Is there? It should still be there, but for some reason that's not the closest. I mean, probably because I live in Bloomfield, but East Orange is literally across the way. So I guess that's why they picked that one closest to me. But other than that, I will order a game offline first. I will go to Amazon first before I step foot in the GameStop and all that stuff. I remember trading in my PlayStation 2 for the first generation PlayStation 3.
Right.
I forgot how much I got for it, but it wasn't that much to make a dent in the first PlayStation. Because if you remember, the first generation PlayStation 3 was like $600. So it didn't really make a dent, and I'm like, damn. But it's gonna be cool to hear what she has to say and stuff. So definitely look forward to that. That will be that's gonna be a great show, and then definitely just be ready for that. And of course we have our Discord, so definitely feel free to ask questions there. Whatever you would like to ask us and stuff, because it's about 12 o'clock now, and it's about time to start winding things down. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed our GeekCast, our first 2019 GeekCast for the year. As we said before, if you make resolutions, there's nothing necessarily wrong about making New Year's resolutions, but my thing is you can make them at any point in the year whenever you want. So, but the key thing is whatever declaration you make for yourself, hold to it. I think I have a strong feeling that 2019 is a year where it's going to turn around for a lot of people. It kind of already started off pretty good. I found out, just going a little personal here, I found out that I'm officially debt free. So I have no debts that I have to take care of. So now the next thing to do is to establish some credit so I can start really getting things, because this apartment hunting thing it's ridiculous. This apartment hunting thing is ridiculous. And me and Tony can
go soon.
Yeah.
I have to go right now, actually.
Okay.
But just really, really quick, I want you to say hi to my podcast audience. This is Rocco Joya.
How you doing? That's Rocco. Okay. That's Rocco. Okay.
Right there is my boyfriend.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing? What's going on, man? Members for my
cool.
So say hi to the Council of the Blerds.
Take care. See you later.
All right.
So, even the Discord, go check it out.
All right, definitely.
Bye, guys.
Tani.
Yes.
Let them know whatever things promotional wise, or if they have like something film related, any like footage whatsoever, even if it's a trailer, tell them to send it to me so I can promote it on the YouTube channel.
No problem.
Okay.
All right, no problem.
All right.
All right.
But other than that, you know, like I said, hold to your declaration, see things through, do what you can to live comfortably, and go get it. That's pretty much all I can say. Just go get it. You know, don't even. I mean, I know this. What I'm about to say may sound a little bad and maybe sound like a little selfish, but at this point, you kind of have to be a little bit selfish now. You know.
Yeah, you gotta look out. You gotta look out for you.
Again, at the end of the day, no one's going to take care of you but you. So you have to figure out what you need to do so you can get to where you want to be. And if that means you gotta hurt somebody's feelings or ignore somebody's feelings altogether, then that's what you're gonna have to do. You know, and that's what it is. Because if they're not doing anything to necessarily help you get you to where you want to be, you don't have to deal with them. No, it is what it is. You know, so you don't have to deal with them. In any case,
surround yourself with people who will propel you.
Exactly, and that's something Tiny always talks about too. We need to surround ourselves with people who are trying to do or trying to get to where they want to be. That's who you need to surround yourself with. Really, at the end of the day, that's who you need to be surrounded by. But other than that, I'm Kendrick Grey, the Dreadlock Blerd. I want to thank Harold. I want to thank Matthew. I want to thank Tani for joining us. And next week should really be all of us. It should really be all 5 of us next Saturday. Well, 6, including our guest. 6 including our guests. So
it's gonna be a full house.
It's gonna be a full house for the first time in a while. It'll be a full house GeekCast. So you definitely want to come and check that out. And you know, you can find us all on our individual YouTube channels. You know where we are. Everything's in the description box. The audio for this will be up at some point during the week, so you can definitely give that a listen. Again, I want to apologize for the last GeekCast we did. I don't know what happened with the sound. It just got screwed up. Streamlabs updates itself like almost every week. I want to say they update itself. So certain things,
which is good. They always fix bugs.
Yeah. So you always want to make sure, especially if you're using this, you always want to make sure that whatever your settings were before, they're still there, and if they're not, readjust it. And then
also shout out to Chris Rodriguez. Says he was here the entire time. So.
Yes. As a matter of fact,
I gotta give a special shout out to this man. This man is playing basketball in school, and he was watching my stream a couple days ago while he was at the game playing games, and he had to get switched out. He got switched out, played the game, then came back and kept on watching the stream. So that's much love and support from Chris. He's always been watching the Blerdcast from the beginning. So much love to Chris.
I will say this. I will say this right now, Chris. You will be the first. Once we start getting some merchandise, you'll be the first one to get it absolutely free. You're going to be the first one to get it. I will tell you that right now. You're going to be the first one to wear the official GeekCast merchandise. So once we get that ball rolling, we will definitely send it out to you. All right, because you've been like loyal #1 since the first day. So I got to give you hella respect for that, dude. Hella respect for that. But as I said, you can find us on all our individual channels. Matthew, what videos you got coming out? If not today or coming up soon?
And I got Flash, plenty of movie news. Hopefully, some movie reviews coming all this week, man. It's gonna be a full jam-packed week of videos. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
What you got coming?
I have the return of the X-Zone cosplay spotlight. I will be talking to cosplayers David C. Grubbs, Dominique Mikette Wilson, and also Greggy Greg, and the Ghostbuster cosplayers. It's going to be a special episode that I like to call the Lost episodes, because I actually lost the footage, and I searched throughout I searched every bit of hardware, all the memory, every computer that I had to try to find it, and I found it. And I'm going to do it in a 1930s style. I'm going to have my hat on, I'm going to have my jacket, and it's going to be in black and white in the beginning, and I'm going to say, back in 2016, that's the East Coast Comic-Con. and I'm going to go into... Some footage has been lost, but has now been found after 2 hours of searching all the computers. It's going to be like a 1930s style serial sort of news clip.
Okay.
And
Hella Spider-Man noir vibes right there, man.
There you go. Yeah, we're going to do that sort of a thing. So I try to make it entertaining, but
I'm watching.
Okay.
I'm definitely watching that one.
I appreciate it.
I got a couple of videos. I'll be recording it today. I will be doing like I said earlier, I'll be doing my top 20 list of wrestlers from the WWE who I think should actually jump ship to AEW. I'm going to be doing a video on, I know I didn't mention this before, but I'm going to be doing a video on the pre-production for the Mortal Kombat animated movie. News dropped earlier this week that they're going to be putting together an animated Mortal Kombat movie, so I got some things to talk about with that. And also, I'll be doing a little retrospective on voice actors. The biggest thing that's been talked about this week is Ronda Rousey's inclusion in the Mortal Kombat 11 game.
Yes, heard about that.
And
I saw that. Yep.
Nobody really knows what she's going to be doing after what capacity. Most people are assuming that she's going to be the new voice actor for Sonya Blade. I have a couple of issues with that, and I will be talking about that in my video. I still want to get this Canimation Studios fix for the Elseworlds crossover. I know Matthew, me and you talked about that. Harold, maybe you can join in on that too. This was going to be done at the comic book store that I shop at in Montclair, Eastside Mags, because the owner said he'd want to jump in on that too. So we're going to try to schedule that big shoot sometime soon. So we can definitely share our thoughts on the Elseworlds crossover. I have a lot of things jotted down for that I think could have made the crossover better. So we're gonna try. We're gonna try to organize that at some point. When everybody has a free day or something like that, and we're gonna try to do that. Maybe a Sunday, like an early Sunday or something. We'll try to get that done. And then I also have I think I got one more video on my slate. That might take a little bit of a minute. And it's a top 5 video on the things that I need to see in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover coming. There's a couple of things. I'm still putting that list together, so that might take a while. More than I don't know when that's going to drop, but as soon as I finish that list, then I'll drop the video. But definitely 3 videos coming out later on this week are my Mortal Kombat animated movie discussion, my retrospective on voice actors, and of course my top 20 on WWE wrestlers that should go to AEW. And of course, if there's any trailers that drop, I'll be doing some reaction videos to those as well. I know I haven't watched the Punisher trailer yet. And I know that's supposed to drop really soon. I think that's supposed to drop this week. The premiere of the season is supposed to drop this week, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So,
I believe it's for the Punisher. It's going to be it's January 18th.
There we go. So I will definitely check that trailer out, and you guys have my thoughts on that, and that's that. So, other than that, I'm about to change clothes, get some breakfast because I haven't eaten yet. And continue to get these pictures together, and we will see you guys next week Saturday for our video game GeekCast. So hope you guys tune in. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, the council has spoken. All right. We out. Peace.
We're out.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.
End transmission.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a GeekCast. The Council has spoken.